Hi there, it is Jo from Minerva, and today I'm doing a hacking video for the Savannah dress. If you've not seen the Savannah dress before, it is a Minerva exclusive pattern and it's a cocoon shaped dress for stretch knits. The Savannah dress has a grown on sleeve with a sleeve band and a neck band. It has a really nice curve shape coming from the neck out towards the hip and with pockets on that seam. So there's an inseam pocket, two pockets at the front, and it's got really a wide shape at the hips and it comes in towards the hem. It sits on about your knee length, but you can change the length of course in your hacking of the Savannah pattern. Today I'm looking to make the Savannah dress take you through into autumn and winter. So I'm looking to put a roll neck on the Savannah dress today. But this pattern, which is a sweater knit pattern, a really old one that I've had for ages, this has a roll neck on, but it's got quite a wide roll neck on because I don't like them too tight. But today I'm going to show you how to change the neckline so that you can get a tighter fitting neck for a winter garment. I'm using a rib knit fabric, which makes a really nice cozy winter dress. This is a rib knit that I've got on here. I've used a lettuce edge hem to finish this one, but today I'm going to try and make a deep cuff and a roll neck. If you want to look out for the sleeve hack, that's in another video. Today I'm just going to concentrate on making the neck. If you'd like to see how to make the Savannah dress all the way through, the whole process from start to finish, then you can check out Diane's video on sew along for the Savannah dress. You won't see that today. I'm just going to be concentrating on the little bits that change the neck, but hopefully it might give you a few ideas of how you can change the pattern. It will also give you a few ideas by having a roll neck of which fabrics that you can use with a Savannah dress, because there's a wide range of stretch knits that you can use. If you want to know what fabrics to use for the Savannah dress, then you can check out Vicky's video, and here she shows a range of fabrics that will pair well with this pattern. Okay, first of all, at the start of my hacking video, I like to show you my toile. Now, I really don't like my toile fabric. It was a piece given to me. It was a piece of Ponte Roma that somebody was getting rid of, and I thought it'd be great for toile. So I've got a piece of Ponte Roma. I had a go at making the dress from start to finish without any changes at all. And that's a great place to start for hacking, because it's really difficult to know what to hack and how all the shapes go together unless you make the pattern all the way through. So let's take a look at my toile. Okay, so even though I don't like the fabric very much, it just gives you an idea of the shapes of the dress. So the dress has a neckband on and hem bands on the sleeve. There's the grown on sleeve. It's quite short, so you do have this little bit of sleeve sticking out here in Ponte Roma. If you use a viscose jersey, then you won't get that because it will drape down a little bit. Here are the pockets, and they come from that seam that runs along the front. Ponte Roma is a good fabric to do it in. It makes a stable stretch dress, and those curved seam lines come down the back as well. What I'd like to do today is change the neckline so that I can get a roll neck and make it super warm. Okay, let's go to the cutting table. That's where we're going to start, because we're going to think about how we're going to change that neck shape. We're going to add some width to the front piece and to the side front piece. So I'm adding 2 centimetres to the side front piece, blending that back into the original seam lines of the dress. And I'm also going to take that across the shoulder. So you can see now this is the shoulder seam, and we've added 2 centimetres, and that's going to grade down so that the neck is the same, so that we're adding a little bit to that neckline so it will make it closer to our neck. We want to bring the back neck up as well, so it goes higher up than our necklace line. It goes a little bit closer to the back of our neck. So on the back piece, this is cut on the fold, and the same on the side back piece, grading out to 2 centimetres on the shoulder seam to match the front piece. I'm messing around today, trying out a new pattern. So once you're happy with what you've got, then you could cut out some new pieces and trace these off and then you can add those on and label them up roll neck version. I'm just trying out some different shapes and we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to put these pieces together now. I'm going to speed through the pattern and you'll see it in quick time on the video because I want to get it to the stage where I've joined the shoulders and we can take a look at the neck hole circumference. It's a good idea when you've got it to this point and you've got all the front and back panels together to try it on. So you can check that the shoulder seam is running along your shoulder. You can see we've raised the neck right up to our neckline. This seam here is much longer and it comes further up to the back of our neck. At this point you could tack the sides together and decide how much you want it to skim your body shape. Obviously you've got to get it on and off, so you don't want that to be too tight. I'm messing around at the sleeves with the sleeves at the same time, but I'm going to do that in a different video. So let's just stick with the neck. We're going to lie this out flat, measure the circumference and check to make a neck roll neck piece. There are a few things you can do here to measure for your roll neck. You can measure around your head circumference and check that a roll neck will go over your head when the fabric is stretched and then it will cling around your neck. You can measure around the neck and take off 10% so that it will squeeze in a little bit. You can use a pattern piece from a roll neck that you already like and see and have a little experiment, tack it on and see if that works. So there's 3 different ways. You can make a neckband by sewing the side and trying it over your head. You can measure the neck hole, or you can use an existing roll neck pattern piece. I measured the circumference of my neck hole and I've got a measurement that I'd like to use, which is 36, which is my width, and I'd like my neck to be about 15 centimetres, and then there's a seam allowance, so that will be quite good. So I'll need double that because I'm going to roll it over. And I've cut this at a nice right angle so that I'm getting a square piece. Because I'm using a rib, I've got lots and lots of stretch recovery here for a roll neck. If you're using a different fabric, like a scuba or a Ponte Roma, then you'll definitely want to make sure that you're cutting your fabric on the direction of greatest stretch. And obviously you're not going to have as much stretch as a rib, so you will need to make sure that it will go over your head. I'm going to sew this up and check it goes over my head. This one is 36 by 30, if that gives you a little bit of a guide. Fold your roll neck in half, right sides together. Take your seam allowance down the side, so you've made one long tube. Halfway along that line, I've put a little snip, so that when I put the fabric to the right side, I've got a place there to fold, and it just makes the seam a lot flatter, and that bit is the bit that's going to be near your head, so that's nice and flat there. I'm going to put this neckband now into the dress. I'm going to put the join just to the right of the centre back seam. So I'm going to mark that with my first pin here. I'm going to look for this position for my left shoulder. And I'm going to look for a central position for the centre front. And I'm also just going to mark the centre front. So that I can distribute the roll neck onto the dress. I put the neck on just with a large stitch, because if you stretch it out it's quite hard to unpick it. So I've just put it around, check that I've got the even distribution of the fabric around the neck. I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to sew that with a stronger stitch length, because I'm going to be putting that around my neck. It's still got to stretch, of course. It goes over my head, so I can finish off this seam. Time to hem your dress. I've overlocked the edge of mine, and because it's a rib knit, I'm using some hemming web. It's a double-sided light interfacing that I've stuck between the layers of the hem, and it stops the ribs from stretching out. Here's the rib hem. It's still got a little bit of stretch to go over our head, but it's nice and neat, and it hasn't pulled out of shape. It's not wavy or ripply. That's the hem finished. Okay, so there's the neck. You can see how much higher that line comes up there, which means I get a snug roll neck, which makes it really cozy. I've paired that with long sleeves, because I felt a roll neck with short sleeve seemed a little bit at odds. But now I've got a really cozy rib knit dress. I could still get another thermal layer underneath here if I work somewhere a bit chilly or it's a cold day. You've still got those really nice seam lines running down here and the inseam pockets. I hope you've enjoyed that hack video today. That roll neck has really made it a cozy dress, and paired with the long sleeve hack, it's really going to take this item into autumn and winter. Don't forget, you can just put a looser neck on like I had in my original everyday top. I've just shown you today how to move that neck up in case you want a tight roll neck. If you want the wider one, you can keep the cut line the same on the pattern. Don't forget, whatever fabric you use will determine the comfort fit of your neck. So I've got a rib knit, so I had quite a small circumference of fabric to go around there because I've got plenty of stretch recovery, but you'll be needing to test that so that you get a really good comfortable neck line. We would love to see if you have made the Savannah dress, whether you've hacked it or just made it as it is. We'd like to see what fabrics you've chosen. So do make a free account with us, share your makes and head over to Minerva. You can check out the Savannah pattern. You can also check out the Victoria pattern and some fabric suggestions for both. You can join the craft club there where you will receive discounts and offers throughout the year. We would love to see you here again, so you can either join up with us at the YouTube channel or here on the Minerva feed, and you can get inspiration for sew-alongs, learn to sew videos, pattern pairings, new releases, lots of sewing content for you to enjoy. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.